Man, this game mode's fantastic. It's lucrative. Even without the 3 times bonus, if you finish all 10 waves within an hour, you'd be making close to $5 a minute. That's better than every other role besides Collector. That's insane. Rockstar, what can I say? I'm impressed. You made fun group content that is also good for money. But without further ado, I'm Barkley, and I want to help you guys make this grind as easy as possible. This money is too good to pass up. My advice comes from mostly soloing the new mode, so I think it'll hold weight in any scenario. I want to go over the basics, the weapons, the ability cards, the enemies to prioritize, and some overall tips to smooth out everything for you today. Let's hop right into it. To start at the call to arms mode, you will need to go into your satchel and go to telegrams. There are 5 locations and so far 1 difficulty. In this game mode, you'll have to kill your way through 10 waves of enemies. You have your teammates and your ally NPCs. If everyone on your team dies, you fail the mission. There's a 48-minute cooldown that can be avoided by switching posse leaders. When you start a match, you get 5 minutes to move allies around and get to a spot where you see fit. If you're in a group, you can assign areas to players and the ally location isn't that big of a deal. While playing solo, I try to put them close together so they can defend each other. See, for solo positioning, I try to pick a lane where I can see multiple angles at once. Like on Fort Mercer, I prefer the corners so I can kill people before they get in while trying to make sure I have a good path to the middle to save my NPCs. So at the end of the day, you're trying to position yourself in a way that you can get to the enemies before they get a chance to close the gap, while also having a way to get back to your allies. And of course, the tried and true way of standing on top of something being safe will always be viable. The ally NPCs usually live until wave 7 or 8 this way. They help more than you think they would. So next, let's talk about the waves. To finish a wave, you have to kill all the enemies. That's obvious, but what's more important is what happens between the waves. Dead teammates are revived, the ammo and health packs are replenished, and you can also heal your allies. I focused on healing my allies over picking ammo because you can pick up ammo during the wave. After a couple of waves, more dangerous enemies start to spawn. There's 4 noteworthy types of enemies. They would be the machete guys, snipers, the armored dudes, and the Maxim wagon. There's also level-specific ones like Strawberry has dogs, Fort Mercer has cannons, and McFarland's has a Maxim gun on a train. The machete guys are simple. Don't let them get close to you. The AI is kind of stupid, but they can land a one-shot. The snipers make a heartbeat noise and show you where they are on the map while having a scope flint. Snipe them or paint them if possible. They seem to always go back to the same location more or less, so when you figure out where they're going, they aren't as dangerous. The armored guys can be handled with a shotgun or a sniper really easily. Explosive ammo also works on them nicely. I expect when we get a higher difficulty, this might be a viable option. But for right now, they move pretty slow and they use cover when you hit them too many times. They're easy to manage if you don't let them get close to you. So the Maxim gun is probably the most dangerous. So the quickest way to handle them is just headshot the gunner. But if you're being overwhelmed, you can shoot the drivers and just pull back away from him and he won't shoot at you and you can still snipe him from that distance. The dogs aren't dangerous and the cannons can be handled the same way you handle the snipers. For the trained Maxim gun, just snipe him. He's in a super obvious location. It's kind of lame. Let's move on to talking about loadouts. I don't usually get pushed to drink a tonic until around wave 8 while running solo, but usually just for health. The main 2 cards I wouldn't go without are Strange Medicine and Eye for an Eye. No matter your Deadeye, I think these are the best cards to use in every loadout you bring. So for your Deadeye card, there's 2 main choices. Painted Black to get easy headshots and quite an inspiration for health regeneration. A moment to recuperate stops healing when you take any kind of damage, so I don't think it'll save you as much as consistent killing or consistent healing. Slow and steady would keep you alive, but from a solo experience, I want the ability to reposition quickly. So at this point you have 3 cards picked, and the last is really flexible, but my main picks would be Cold-Blooded, Fool Me Once, and Iron Lung. Damage cards feel kind of wasteful here because they get really tanky, and in later waves, if you aren't getting headshots, you'll be overwhelmed. Cold-Blooded is just extra healing for when you body shot things with like a shotgun. Fool Me Once is stacking damage reduction, getting a lot of mileage here. When you die, it's not from a one-shot. And if you're killing things as you're taking damage, you won't be going down all at once. And I'm assuming if they give us a higher difficulty, the Maxim guns will be more threatening. Iron Lung will be the basic damage reduction card while giving you stamina regen. During these runs, I felt like I've been running low on stamina, so I feel like this will be another very viable pick. So for the weapons, I think the type of weapon you bring is more important than the weapon itself. For example, the pump shotgun and the semi-auto shotgun, you're probably not going to notice a big difference here. But first, I want you to keep in mind to use the regular rounds since the ammo crates only replenish those, while saving your special ammo for later rounds could prove to be beneficial. So for sidearms, I've only really been using the revolvers. The pistols and sawn-offs aren't bad, they just have the lowest ammo capacity. I think all of the revolvers are good. I've been running the Cattleman revolvers for the reload speed, which I think is more valuable than the damage. So your long arm choices are shotguns, repeaters, and rifles. The Lancaster being the most well-rounded repeater. I've really been enjoying the semi-auto shotgun. It has a faster firing speed and the hip fire is nice too. It's been melting the armored guys. For the rifle, you can't go wrong with the Carcano. It's high body shot damage, it's a sniper rifle of course, you just can't go wrong with it. If I get a headshot, great. If I don't, I still did great damage and it's perfect for the wagons. I feel like the bolt action rifle is a great weapon that's been getting undervalued lately. You could use it with a scope and toggle that off and on to paint and just bounce between painting and sniping. It plays like the repeater, but you're trading your low ammo capacity for a higher range. Okay, so I want to talk about two more things, the payout, and then I want to give you some tips. The payout is good. You get 0.10 gold per wave completed. So if you complete wave 8 and down wave 9, you get 0.80 gold. So without this week's bonus, you can get 1 gold in somewhere around 300 bucks in close to an hour and around 45 minutes with the group. And that's amazing. 1 gold an hour with money in EXP comparable to collector. Let's get into these tips though. Leaving one enemy alive to position yourself in a way you can heal your allies can go a long way. I've been picking up ammo during the wave so I can respawn by the start of the next one, just so I can focus on healing. At the start of the map, I've been shooting barrels so I don't get killed by them by mistake. Yes, I've died to a barrel on wave 1, and no, I don't want to talk about it. If you're doing these solo in later stages, I've had better success running around the outside of the map, popping headshots as they run in a straight line towards me. I think the most important thing is to keep moving if you're not going to stand on a roof. But if you're going to go onto a roof, pick one with only 1 ladder, but if you can get onto a building with no ladder, that's even better. I didn't go this route, but I think McFarland's, Valentine, and Strawberry have buildings without ladders you can get on top of. Killing the armored guys last is a good way to handle them if you're running around the map. They're really slow in short range, so they only get a high priority if they get close. I've been told if you die at wave 9, you get the money and you can skip the cooldown. I haven't tested this, but it's something you could try. I've heard it from 2 different sources, so I believe it. I haven't messed with it because I think Rockstar is more than likely going to fix it. It's a gold glitch, so you know Rockstar is going to fix it as quick as they can. So from a soloing perspective, I would rate the maps from easiest to hardest as Blackwater, Fort Mercer, McFarland's, Valentine, and then Strawberry last. If you guys want me to make a short guide on each map, I can try that, let me know. I like keeping my NPCs together so they can help each other out. Even 1 or 2 seem to be good together. After stage 8, dynamite arrows spawn on the ground, which are good for wagons and the armored guys. They have 2 arrows and it'll get you out of a tight spot. If you're having trouble, minty big game meat will give you faster health regen and a buffer for how much max health you have. I don't know how to start a solo match, it kind of just keeps happening to me. It might be a matchmaking issue, I'm not too sure. And that's it for the guide. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this content or if it helped you, let me know in the comment section. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe and hit the like button. If you got any questions for me, I do have a Discord that will be linked below with my Twitch. I go live 4 times a week. Thank you guys again. Peace.